France plans to start COVID booster dose for vulnerable. While the introduction of the COVID-19 health pass has led many vaccine skeptics in France to receive their first vaccination, many others have been completely vaccinated for 8 months and are wondering if they will soon require a third dose. President Emmanuel Macron proposed on July 12 that booster doses be administered beginning with the start of the school year in September to those who were initially vaccinated in January and February, but did not clarify whether this would apply to the entire population or simply the susceptible. Alain Fischer, the head of France's Vaccine Council, was tasked with clarifying. From the start of autumn, he said, a third dose will be given to the fragile and oldest. This viewpoint is consistent with what France's Scientific Council advised in July: booster shots for seniors over the age of 80, whether or not they live in nursing homes, as well as immunocompromised individuals in the general population. According to experts, this planned deployment of third injections is the best method given the available scientific evidence. They currently lack sufficient data to determine the duration of vaccine protection against COVID-19. Except for immunocompromised individuals such as cancer patients and transplant recipients, several studies have demonstrated that the antibodies obtained from vaccinations were transient. A German study published in The Lancet in late July revealed that this loss in antibody count is substantially larger for these vulnerable groups than for the overall population. A similar finding was reported in another investigation involving 20 patients receiving immunosuppressive therapy. In light of this, Floret added, a third dose is justified for these extremely vulnerable individuals whom France is targeting with its upcoming booster doses. Concerning the elderly, a study published in April in the journal Clinical Infectious Disease found a dramatic reduction in the immunity levels of vaccinated adults over the age of 80 within a few weeks, which was not the case for younger participants in the study. A booster strategy with a third mRNA dose appears consequently reasonable for elderly pensioners, France's Scientific Council stated. In reaction to this research, several governments have already announced third dosages for the most susceptible. However, for the time being, French authorities will refrain from administering a third dose to everyone. For young people, we need additional data on the duration of immunity before recommending that path, Fischer said Monday. Pfizer and BioNTech, on the other hand, prefer third dosages. 6 months following the second dosage, a booster shot would result in antibody levels 5 to 10 times higher than those obtained with just 2 injections, they stated in a statement on July 8. While protection against severe disease remained strong throughout the full 6 months, the statement stated, a reduction in efficacy against symptomatic disease and the ongoing development of variations are expected over time. Variants, especially the infamous Delta, have the potential to alter the course of events. As Floret put it, they add a great deal of intricacy. Nonetheless, this is not the time to administer a third dosage to the entire population, he concluded. Deaths and hospitalizations data strengthen the idea that 2 doses are effective for the majority of people. Between May 31 and July 11, unvaccinated individuals accounted for 85% of COVID-19 hospital patients in France. During the same time period, 78% of coronavirus deaths occurred in unvaccinated individuals, while 11% occurred in those who had received only 1 dose. Numerous scientists feel that the critical job is to administer 2 doses to the largest possible proportion of the population in order to achieve herd immunity before administering a third. Booster shots, according to French epidemiologist Catherine Hill, are actually not a priority. A sizable portion of the population remains unvaccinated, even though we are experiencing a huge wave of infections, particularly in French overseas territories in the Caribbean, Hill noted. The true priority, she concluded, is to ensure that as many patients as possible receive 2 doses. For its part, the World Health Organization asked for a ban on third vaccinations until the end of September to increase vaccination rates in developing countries. WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus told journalists that this will enable at least 10% of people in all countries to receive vaccinations.